This is Jim Mellon. I'm in Bend, Oregon today, and we're with a young man that has a story from the Revolution. These guys are very revolutionary in what they're doing here in Bend, and I'm going to let Lonnie introduce himself and just say a little about what they're doing here.
Cool. Thanks, Jim. Yeah, I'm Lonnie Chapin. I'm from this little beautiful town, and wanted to do something, I think, that that would change not only possibly the people I came in contact with, but would change also my life and the way I thought, maybe the way I viewed church and went to church, because I'm a preacher's kid, so I kind of dove into the whole deal of, you know, hey, I'll serve my mom and my dad's God kind of deal, you know, and then I came to a point where I had to realize and find God for myself, find what I believe church actually was for myself. And so I moved from this little town called Bend to Nashville and got in the music industry and was successful and had a blast and loved it. But there also came a time where I was doing the whole Christian thing, and we put on these big events, you know, and then we'd blow out of town and realized that the only people we really helped was just Christian people. We didn't see a change in the people who were hurting, the people who were hungry, the people who didn't know God. So that kind of got me thinking, because there was so much money that changed hands all of a sudden, and still there were people hungry the next day in a small town that we blow into. So here I am back in Bend, this killer little ski town right in the middle of Oregon, and we figured instead of starting maybe with like church people, what if we started with the business people? What if we started with the person to build a quote-unquote church with the hurting, as opposed to the people who went to your typical church on a Sunday morning? So we did. We got jobs. We decided not to take any salaries. And then on Sundays, we live out what we believe is our faith. And we go and we love on people just for the sake of it and look for nothing in return. And I'll tell you what, it's rough. It's hard because I haven't had a job in probably 20 years. And now this little punk preacher's kid who was a musician who had a lot of success in the Christian music industry, now I've not found any more worth than where I'm at right now. Working my tail off, but loving some people and seeing some lives changed, and not doing the typical Sunday morning thing, but building a organic house church idea, and starting with the broken as opposed to starting with the Christian people. So it's started to work in a way that we never thought, because we put on still a big event once a month, and it's music and it's arts and all this thing, but the room is full of broken and hurting people who don't have a clue who God is. And when we ask them this question, this I think just changed probably most of our thinking in our entire lives. When we asked them where the church was downtown, where all these homeless kids were hanging out, we're like, they're non-existent. They're not here. They're out in their big $1 million building out in the suburbs. But dude, I don't need a track. And this is what this kid told me. He goes, I don't need a track. I just need a sandwich.
Huh. Wow.
Dude, I don't need to be saved. I need a jacket. Dude. If you can help me with that, then maybe we can talk. So we figured, well, instead of that, why not we become friends with these people as opposed to push them aside? So that's kind of where IconCity has started. And I'm just this punk preacher's kid who just loves people, love kids, and believe God has a plan for the city.
What Christian music group did you play with?
I played with a band called Petra for about 5 years, and then started a band called Tate from Michael Tate from DC Talk. Played with them, and then we started that band called Tate for about 4 years. Yeah, won a Grammy Award. I've got a couple Dove Awards. But all in all, those are just really kind of pretty paperweights at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? But it's one of those things where God's taken me out of a lot of the stuff that I've seen, and where we really catered to Christian people, and now we're really starting to cater to the lost and figure out why we do what we do, why we sing what we sing even.
And what do you do on Sunday afternoons here in downtown Bend?
Yeah, Sunday afternoons is what we call our church, as we're hanging out with all the homeless kids. A lot of the business people who don't know God, don't know who He is, could care less who He is. They give us tents and socks and jackets, dude, and stuff like this to help clothe and keep these kids warm. We have close to 900 homeless kids from the age of 12 to 18 in this little town itself. So with that, we found that a lot of the people who tithe, they tithe in socks. They tithe in sleeping bags, in tents. So every Sunday, our church, that's what we do. We go down, we hang out with them and love on them, feed them, clothe them.
And if people want more information, what website can they go to?
Yeah, IconCity.us, ICON city.us.
Okay, thanks, Lon.
Yeah.